The discipline of social marketing is undergoing rapid change, whereby its very nature and purpose has been hotly debated. In particular, traditionalist marketing concepts are being questioned as to their relevance and implementation in the field of social marketing. Traditional social marketing theorists Philip Kotler and Gerald Zaltman had based their definitions on commercial strategies of segmentation, targeting, product diffusion, and use of the 4 Ps as being the most efficient ways in which to develop and judge social interventions. Recent studies by social marketing theorists Rothschild and French raise the ethical consequences of striving to implement traditional commercial marketing strategies into social marketing contexts. Dann provides a reformed and fresh overview of social marketing as the adaptation and adoption of commercial marketing activities, institutions, and processes as a means to induce behavioral change on a temporary or permanent basis. Although valuable, there are inherent ethical issues in trying to fit rigid and old-fashioned conceptual frameworks into social marketing strategies, which, by their very nature, are innovative and diverse in practice. Segmentation is considered to be one of the most powerful methods of achieving success in a marketing campaign, whilst maximizing returns on investment of limited resources. Coulter, in his extensive research, acknowledges the importance of segmentation. You've got to understand and choose the customers you want to serve. Don't just go after everyone. Define the market carefully through segmentation and then really position yourself as different and as superior to that target market. In commercial marketing, segmenting and targeting strategies aim to benefit the marketer where they can select the most profitable target markets. In social marketing, however, the objective of the marketer is to effect the behavioral change for the greater good of society. Although segmentation makes good business sense in commercial marketing, social marketing presents a different scenario whereby segmenting one segment over another for cost and accessibility reasons could mean that parts of a target population are potentially not receiving valuable and in some cases life-saving information. Another ethical dilemma facing the social marketer is the fact that social marketing campaigns often focus on underprivileged members of society, with the least power to resist an intervention. In this scenario, the social marketer has to question whether it is moral to target the segment which has the least resistance or the segment with the most need. A study by Hill highlights this dilemma by showing how incentive-based anti-smoking interventions had proved to be successful for low-income pregnant women in the USA. In the real world, however, despite the apparent success of these programs, it was shown that a number of non-smokers had actually entered the competitions just to achieve financial gains. A solution to such ethical issues may be in the implementation of segmentation theory proposed by Coulter, in which he suggests that target audiences should be selected and based on 4 measures: those with the greatest need, who are most ready for action, who are most accessible, and who have the best match with the organization and resources. Other ethical issues raised in the application of segmentation relate to power differentials between social marketers and the target audience. Hoffman defines power differentials as being based on perceived or actual economic, social, or moral superiority. As marketers develop and implement strategy based around societal benefits, they need to fully grasp the implications of power differentials to ensure the delivery of the campaign has the desired effect. Hoffman suggests that without taking into account power differentials between the marketer and the target market, the intervention messages may be lost in translation. An example of this can be when humor is used in a marketing campaign, where what may seem extremely funny to one segment of the population may be seen as offensive by another. A recent controversial Australian ad aiming to address road safety issues by highlighting the endowment issues of men who sped was, although extremely successful, responded to in disdain by other more conservative segments of society. The effect of power differentials in the real world is discussed by Moreno when he asserts that the needs of non-Indigenous populations are substantially influenced by their own cultural values and languages, and describes their disillusion with messages such as those advising the limiting intake of particular foods which are not restricted in their home countries. A final example of ethical issues faced in power differentials is highlighted in the use of fear marketing campaigning. The fishhook anti-smoking ad used by the UK's Department of Health was intended to help smokers quit smoking. However, it was viewed as unacceptable as it caused anxiety to certain segments of society. Hoffman, in his analysis of corporate morality, suggests that a solution to the issues faced by social marketers when addressing power differentials would be to ensure adequate research is undertaken to determine the attitudes, backgrounds, information needs, and message framing preferences of various target segments. Diffusion theory suggests the best approach to acceptance is to target superordinate reference groups who have a high incidence of adoption. An ethical dilemma arises in choosing whether to focus on segments which would be likely to adopt a marketing campaign versus choosing those who need such an intervention. A real-world problem in targeting such people is that there is often a correlation with material advantage and being able and ready to change. Such a strategy may ultimately widen the gap between the rich and poor segments of society. The UK Department of Health anti-smoking campaign is a good example of this. In this campaign, Hastings discusses that in the real world, the more affluent and educated segments of society are better able to embrace a marketing message, whereas the less well-educated segments are often left with feelings of apprehension and desensitization as they do not believe they can readily undertake the recommended behavior. Social marketers need to look deeper into their target markets. They need to consider the methods they employ and how these might affect the different socio-economic segments of society. They need to ensure ethical issues are addressed through well-intentioned and thorough researching of their target audiences so that they can provide efficient and effective marketing messages to all segments of society, making it easier and more rewarding to effect positive social change.